What if our moon vanished tonight, and a Magnetar took its place? Not in 1,000 years, in 3 seconds. You, me, this quiet planet, suddenly under the pull of a crushed star. The sky would look wrong, and the ground would start to move. This thing is a dead star core, barely 10 miles wide, heavier than the sun. Its gravity is brutal, its magnetic field beyond anything our machines can handle. It spits hard X-rays and gamma rays, even when calm. Calm never lasts around a Magnetar. Look up. The familiar face of the moon is gone, replaced by a razor-bright point that does not blink. It is small to the eye, but its pull is not small. Every drop of water, every rock, every breath feels heavier. Gravity hits us first. The Magnetar has millions of times the moon's mass, sitting at the same distance. The numbers are insane. Tides would surge in 2 opposite directions at once, stacking walls of water. Coastlines vanish under moving walls that do not stop. Earth's path around the sun breaks within minutes. We stop being a planet with a friendly moon, and become debris circling a star remnant. Our day length warps, our axis wobbles wildly. The first structures fail before warnings finish. Would you feel it before you see it? Your inner ear would. Elevators, floors, even parked cars, all meaningless as the ground heaves. People far from any coast stumble as the planet flexes under tidal stress, and the horizon tilts by degrees no city survives. Global earthquakes erupt together, not in sequence. Plates grind hard enough to throw mountains sideways, and subduction zones rip open long scars. Power dies, then returns in blue flashes from overloaded lines, then dies for good. The night is still bright from the thing above. Tsunamis do not arrive in neat sets. The Magnetar creates 2 enormous tidal bulges, and they race around the world as fast, towering walls of water and ice. Inland seas form in hours. Salt spray hangs in the air and it stings your lungs. Magnetar's radiation tears electrons off air molecules. The sky shines an ugly blue-white, auroras dropping to the equator. Radios hiss, GPS is gone, and compasses spin. Aircraft lose control as the ionized air changes lift and fried avionics fall dark. Our own magnetic field loses the fight. Magnetic storms shove currents through pipelines, rails, and nerves. Metal heats where it should not. If you carry something with memory in it, it becomes noise, and so do hospital monitors, fire alarms, and the last working phones. How fast does the pull rise? Faster than any warning. Gravity climbs until the far side of Earth feels less held than the near side, the difference snaps continents. Skyscrapers fold. Bridges tumble. The planet groans you can feel through your feet. Tidal force is a cruel difference, closer parts of Earth pulled harder than farther parts. With a Magnetar that difference is everything. The crust stretches, cracks, and tries to flow. Deep rock warms, then melts. Volcanoes answer all at once, covering new quakes with ash. Friction from flexing does what bombs do not. Heat blooms through faults, pipelines, and cities. Dry forests flash. Wet forests boil off. Even if you outrun water, you breathe ash, and the sun itself fades behind a dirty sky that glows from ion storms. Within an hour, Earth is no longer on a safe path around the sun. We are captured by the Magnetar, a broken, heated world in a deadly short orbit. Our speed changes, day and night blur, and the oceans slosh until they stop being oceans. Then the Magnetar cracks. Its crust shifts by inches, and those inches release more energy than our species has ever used. A giant flare in hard X-rays rips through the upper atmosphere, splitting molecules and making new chemicals we were never meant to breathe. The blast slams the day side, but there is no safe side. Part of the atmosphere sprints into space along enormous field lines. The night glows ghostly green. Satellites flash and go silent. The remaining air grows thinner, drier, and full of nitrates that burn eyes and throats. Blood chemistry shifts in the radiation. Cell repair falls behind. Eyes feel like sand. Crops brown in days, not weeks, from UV and cold ash. In the water, plankton die first, and after that, everything that needs them starves faster than anyone believed possible. Are you still here with me? If the dark terrifies you, join us, leave a sign below so I know you made it past the first hour. This is not the worst part. The worst is when gravity finishes what it started. Earth tries to tidal lock to the magnetar, turning the same face to it. That turning is violent. The planet elongates slightly, and that slight change rips plates along old scars. Rivers reverse, lakes climb their banks, and whole regions sink as the mantle shifts. The core wobbles. Once, it spun neatly inside us, now it sloshes like heavy metal in a cracked shell. Magnetic poles wander to places with no maps. Aurora curtains smear across every horizon, a light show that means power grids and nervous systems are being shaken apart. Every orbit bleeds heat. Tidal forces grind the crust and mantle, releasing energy equal to billions of bombs every pass. The oceans flash to steam, then rain back as boiling storms, then flash again. Coal, gas, and nuclear plants are just quiet shapes under angry clouds. At night, the magnetar is a hard point of blue-white light with a halo of particles. It is the wrong color for comfort. Shadows go razor-sharp under it. There are no stars near it to the eye, its glare eats the darkness people trusted for comfort. Civilization, as a word, stops fitting. Emergency lines jam, then fall silent. Borders disappear under water or ash. Survivors shelter deep, but depth does not change gravity. It only buys minutes of cool air before equipment cooks and oxygen runs thin. Would anyone try to run? There is nowhere to run to. Rockets cannot leave through this storm of charged particles and steep gravity. Any craft that makes it up will skim the magnetar's radiation belts and come back down burning, or come back down in pieces. The sun itself feels a tug now. A magnetar close to Earth does not just bully us, it drags the sun into a new two-body lock. The orbits of Mars, Venus, and the rest swing wide or shatter. Comets and asteroids turn into new bullets. Debris begins feeding the magnetar. Dust, rock, and chunks of atmosphere spiral in, heating to white as they fall. An accretion halo forms, bright in X-rays. That new light roasts any side of Earth facing it, and the other side freezes in minutes. As the magnetar heats, it can spin faster or slower, both are bad for us. Magnetic lines snap and reconnect, each event a fresh burst that slams our sky. The air chemistry changes again, building toxic smog without factories. Breathing feels like swallowing fire. Life in tunnels goes dim. Heat from below meets heat from above, and metal doors warp. Water turns sour and warm. The last generators fail because magnetic storms beat them senseless. Down there, you hear the planet crack, then the ceiling starts to shed dust. Get too close to a magnetar, and you do not fall gently, you stretch. Humans, buildings, and mountains are not meant for that gradient of pull. The near side yanks forward, the far side lags, and you become length instead of height. That is the clean version. How long could Earth last? Hours, maybe days. It depends on the exact path and how quickly material strips away. The likely end is not noble, gravity rips our crust and oceans, and the rest becomes a hot ring that feeds the star until nothing remains. If anything survives, it is simple and small, hidden in cracks or deep water that did not boil off. But even those shelters face radiation they cannot block for long. The magnetar does not negotiate. It just keeps pulling, burning, and shaking. We have seen small tastes of this from far away. Giant flares have hit our instruments from across the galaxy, tripping detectors and blinding sensors. Those were from thousands of light years out. Put one in our sky, and the word bright stops being useful. Remember this, the killer is not big. It is the size of a city, smaller than some states, but it outweighs the sun density winds. That crushing weight in a tiny ball rewrites orbits, tears planets, and makes radiation more dangerous than fire. By the last orbits, there is no blue left. The oceans are steam and salt foam, the continents are lines of glowing rock, and the clouds are chemical scars. No signals leave. No signals return. The magnetar shines on, not bothered, not slowed. So why think about this? Because it shows how fragile tonight really is. A calm moonlit sky means more than we admit. Do you feel that? You and I, still here, staring up, aware of what could sit where the moon is right now. If the dark terrifies you, stay with us in it. Leave a sign below if you are still watching, a single word will do. There are more nights to survive together, more quiet truths hiding above our roofs. Bring a friend next time, and keep looking up.